use, a mentality I go by. I'm gonna just try to explain it for y'all. Small things to a giant. You know what I mean? If you're not already thinking huge and thinking you can do things that are impossible, then you're thinking too small, you're comfortable. You know, you need to get out of that mindset, you know what I mean, if you want to. A lot of people say, oh, everybody doesn't want this and everybody doesn't want that, but if you want, then you want, you know what I'm saying? If you want, then I'm sure you want the best. I'm sure you're not going to the store and just saying, oh, I want a Reebok. I'm sure you're gonna say, I want a Nike, you know what I mean? Or I want something higher brand than Reebok, right? You thinking on a higher level than limiting yourself when you know it's something in the store that you could get that's maybe out of your ballpark, but in your mind it's not out of your ballpark, right? So that's small things to a giant, right? Having a level of thinking that other people don't understand, other people see as crazy or they can't fathom it, right? That's small things to a giant to me. So, for instance, a lot of times in sports, or a lot of times in school, or a lot of times in life, people may say things can't be done. You know what I mean? For instance, I was able to graduate college first. You know what I mean? Small things to a giant mentality, right? Even though a lot of people may have seen it as hard, a lot of people may have seen it as impossible. Small things to a giant mentality. How big can you think? How big is your imagination? What do you dream of? What do you truly want? I want a lot of things for a lot of different people. So my imagination and my wants and my thought process gotta be big, gotta be on another level. I can't limit myself. Because if I limit myself, then I'm limiting the people that's dependent on me. You know what I mean? You limiting the people that's dependent on you, that truly believe in you when you don't think on a high level, or you don't play on a high level, or you don't educate yourself on a high level, then you know you can. When you don't set that standard for yourself, when you set a low standard for yourself, you're gonna get what you set. Small thing to a giant mentality. How big are you? I'm a giant. In my mind, I'm a giant, even though I'm this size. Right? I'm tall. You know what I mean? A lot of people may consider me a giant. But in my mind, I'm a giant. Even though I may be small to a lot of people, I think about things in different ways. I hope for things that people may think will never happen. A lot of people in my family think I'm crazy. My dreams are crazy. Peter, just get a job. They can't fathom it. Small things to a giant. You know what I mean? Small things, it's a lot of people who just accept small things. And that's just what it is, right? But when you got a giant mentality, when you got giant dreams, it's different. You can't accept that. You can't accept what you know is not meant for you. When you know you're royal in mind, when you know you're royal in heart, small things to a giant. You gotta always remember that, regardless of your situation, regardless of where I'm at right now. I know where I'm supposed to be with my giant mentality, my giant mind, my giant dreams. I know where I'm supposed to be at, right? It's all about having that mentality, sticking to it, living that lifestyle, pushing it upon people. Small things to a giant. Whenever me and my daughter mom will get into it, we'll go through a bill situation, or we'll go through an argument, or whatever it may be, or she'll tell me something that happened in her life that she feel like it's affecting her in a bad way. I'll tell her small things to a giant. Small things, they little, that's little. Where you really supposed to go, you know what I mean? You let little things knock you off your, you let little things knock you off your podium. You're not paying attention to the bigger picture. Small things, you letting small things knock you off your giant mission. That's what is important. Small games, whether it's sports you going through, whether it's sports you in the playoffs, you playing playoff games, you know what I mean? You trying to get to the championship with those games are small things to the championship, the giant mission. Small things to a giant. Alright, so you can't let those things knock you off ever. Whatever those small, and they come in so many different forms. So I say it's numerous things that could be affecting you in small ways, but you gotta always have that mentality that you're a giant. See yourself as that. Understand yourself as that. Perceive yourself as that. Walk as that. Talk as that. People who really have the most followers walk and act what they speak. They are what they say. They don't just say it and don't move like it. things to a giant, cause that's what I see, that's what I believe, that's how I move, that's how I act. I don't gotta show it. People know it. Ask anybody around me. Small things to a giant. That's how I move. That's my mentality. I always think something gonna get done. I don't got time to doubt. Small things. That's small. Off my mission. Building my brands. Leaving a dynasty for my daughter. What are your dreams? Who are you doing it for? What's your why? Why are you walking? Why are you breathing? Why are you waking up? Small things. There's so many small things in the way of me making sure my daughter can eat when I'm not breathing no more, regardless if her mom's still breathing. What's your mission? What's your mission? What's the small steps you need to take in order to finish that mission? I got a lot of small steps I gotta take in order to get to the goals. A lot of small goals I need to take to get to my final destination, my giant destination. You know what I'm saying? That giant dream house, that giant dream car, that's all giant stuff. Anything worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is a giant thing. You know what I mean? You may be thinking on a higher level, you know what I mean? You may be thinking $1 million, $1 million car, you know what I'm saying? That all takes you understanding that you're not allowing people to knock you off your game with opinion, with actions, with whatever you want to do, attacking you, battle scars. So many ways people can try to knock you off. And they'll do it. And they know how, especially when they know you. That's why you gotta know your weaknesses. You gotta know your weaknesses and you gotta know your strengths. I made a tweet yesterday, your body is alive, treat it as such. Master what makes it weak, master what makes it strong. You gotta master you, or people gonna try to knock you off your athletics. In the game, if people know your weakness, they're gonna try to knock you off your game. But they small to the giant mission. If you learn them back, they small. He think he know me, he's small compared to this giant mission, winning the game. Whatever you're doing, whatever competition you win, they small compared to the giant mission. You getting better, because you really only battling yourself, but competition is competition. But you gotta realize that all them outside opponents is small compared to the winning, the trophy, the giant mission. The small things to a giant. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's how it is. That's how I move. That's how I breathe. That's how I walk. That's how I talk. It's small things to a giant. Open up your mentality. Open up your mind. What do you really want? What do you really crave? You can't think big if you don't even know what you want. You know what I mean? You've been accustomed to thinking so small, or wanting so small, or thinking you're only allowed to have so small. Open your mind. Small things to a giant. Imagine you got a giant brain, you got a giant body, so many cells, so many different bones, so many different connections within. You are already a giant. You don't even know it. You just gotta accept it. Because there's so many small people trying to tell you you ain't a giant, or so many small comments, or so many small opinions, or so many small people trying to fight you, whatever it is. Like small. My fear be getting in the way. There's so many small situations in your life that's gonna try to knock you off your giant mission. So it's your boy Dr. Destroyer, it's your boy DD. I just want to come and give a message to y'all, man. Small things to a giant. Open up your mind, be strong, don't let anything get in the way of what's important to you. It's your boy DD. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna keep coming back. My Instagram page got hacked, so I gotta get my followers all the way up again. If you want to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Dr. Destroyer with 2 R's. Dr. Destroyer with 2 R's. And the Instagram logo is teal, red, and black. Oh, I got hacked. Don't follow the purple and black. I got hacked. This your boy DD. Like and subscribe.